Hi, these comments are for PN. This is Michael from BetterTOEFLScores.com. I hope you're having a great day, and thank you for completing your speaking practice test. You said in your email here, let me read it here. You say, "Hi, Michael, please listen to evaluate and score my speaking practice test. Let me know which areas I need to improve on in order to score higher on the TOEFL speaking section. Thanks." All right, so this is my free TOEFL speaking evaluation. You can only send me one speaking practice test for free. That's all I can afford. It costs me money to do this, right? Now, if you like my feedback and you think this is a good service to help you to improve your speaking, you can join my TOEFL speaking and writing feedback service by going to bettertoeflscores.com. Right? It's right here. You just click there. Once you click there, you go down to the bottom of the page. You can learn about the service, and then you just subscribe right there. That's it. Okay, I have the independent speaking rubrics here. I'm getting ready to listen to your practice test. Here we go.
Personally, I think that studying in a group is always a better choice. I feel this way for several reasons.
Now, it's weird. Firstly, why are we starting with firstly? If you start with firstly, you're explaining your first reason or first support point. Then you give your example to illustrate that idea. So you need an introduction, right? You need some kind of a general statement. You might say, although some people prefer to study alone, I prefer to study in a group because, and then you state reason A and reason B. That's the introduction. And then you say, firstly, studying in a group is more beneficial because blah 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 blah. So what you have here is you simply skipped your introduction and you went directly to your first point.
Personally, I think that studying in a group is always a
Maybe it wasn't first. Let me listen again.
Personally, I think that
Oh, it's personally. My mistake. I misheard what you said. So you said personally.
studying in a group is always a better choice. I feel this way for several reasons.
Yeah, and I feel this way for several reasons. Let me show you something. What does that tell me? Watch this. I feel it's a bad strategy to use these kinds of sentences. Feel this way for several reasons, right? So where did this come from? You see what happens here? It comes from TOEFL speaking templates 2022 update. I feel this way for several reasons. This is not I don't agree with templates at all. And I feel this way for several reasons. Look at the problem with the vocabulary there. You have one, two, three, four, five. Five words in that sentence are one syllable words. That's just not a good strategy. And it doesn't really frame your response very well. So be careful about using templates. That's another bit of advice.
First, I think that it helps us to introduce the other side of point of view.
You say first, I think but how about this? I think group study helps too, or I think studying in groups helps too. So be careful about using weak words like it. Again, it's not very precise, that kind of a pronoun.
And we are not biased to a particular side. I remember when I was studying for my history class.
I remember what if you use a word like to illustrate before you go to your example, or you say for example or for instance? Have you considered using transition words to help show how your ideas are connected? It improves the organization of your speech and makes it easier for people to understand you.
In a study group, and it was good to know and interact with others about a particular topic and about the Second World War. It
Notice how particular topic. So that's telling me that you're having trouble differentiating between the alveolar consonants, the T and the D consonant sounds. You're pronouncing the T kind of like the D.
introduced us to various different point of views and analyze and then write down our project assignment. The second reason would be that it helps us to analyze and
Second reason, it helps us to analyze. So you rely on that it sentence structure quite a bit. What does that tell me? It's telling me when I go back to the rubrics, I think it's showing me that you are somewhat limited in the range of structures used. I'm not going to say you're in the two area, but you're definitely not in the four. The four says it exhibits a fairly high degree of automaticity with good control of basic and complex structures. Right? So I don't see that with what you're saying. You have a lot of basic vocabulary and basic grammar, but I'm not seeing the complex type vocabulary or the complex grammar.
Improve our communication skills as well.
Communication, that's a multisyllabic word. You should probably use more of those in your speaking. That's going to help elevate the educational level of your speaking. Let me think about how I want to score this. Actually, let me listen to it one more time. This time I will not make any pauses at all. I'm just going to listen to your response. I'll give you my final
Personally,
thoughts.
I think that studying in a group is always a better choice. I feel this way for several reasons. First, I think that it helps us to introduce the other side of point of view, and we are not biased to a particular side. I remember when I was studying for my history class in a study group, and it was good to know and interact with others about a particular topic and about the Second World War. It introduced us to various different point of views and analyze and then write down our project assignment. The second reason would be that it helps us to analyze and improve our communication skills as well.
Okay, I got it. I just listened to it. I think with the delivery area, I'm going to put you closer to the three area because it says here choppy rhythm or pace. Meaning may be obscured in places. You remember in the beginning, I thought you said firstly, but you said personally. So your meaning is not always clear. So I think you're two when it comes to delivery. I think when we look at your language use, I think you're more in the three area. And then with the topic development, let me think about it. Overall development is limited. That's three. Two, mostly basic ideas are expressed with limited elaboration. At times, relevant substance may be vaguely expressed or repetition. Connection of ideas may be clear. I'm going to say maybe a high two. So I'm going to put your score maybe 21 to 22 points out of 30. I think that's probably a fairly accurate score based on what I listened to there. So you did say, let me know which areas to improve on. Okay, so I can do that. I think with delivery, I'd like to see you make changes in a few areas, and all of these things are going to help you overall with your speaking rate, which means you'll be able to speak faster. So you need to improve your thought groups and blending, first of all. Number two, you need to improve the linking within the thought groups. The other area of delivery, you need to improve your intonation. You're not varying your tone as much as you need to. So I think if you make those changes, that'll definitely improve your intelligibility. Language use, you need to have some more complex vocabulary and grammar in your response. That means more multisyllabic words. Put some college level words in there. Be more precise in the language that you're using. I think with topic development, you need to elaborate more. You need more specificity with the examples. So when you talk about studying a group, you might bring up the example of a chemistry class that you took, and you show how the group study was valuable in helping you learn the organic chemistry principles that you needed to learn in order to score high on the midterm or the final exam, and show how the group study was important in that class so that you are academically successful. You got to be a little bit more precise in that area. So those are some changes I think that you should make in order to improve your overall speaking abilities and ultimately help you get a higher speaking score. And thank you for completing this practice test.